I'd like to make another video here about just a very short one. It's just I tried to film this and it just doesn't really work out that great. But because my camera here is not really good for low light stuff, and this is why it's always hard for me to film extraterrestrials because they're flying around here like almost every day now. But the there's one called the Cardinal Cross. It's like the moon. You look at a full moon. A lot of you can't probably see this, but I'd just like to explain this. If you look at a full moon, and especially when you're out in the country or like a smaller town or something, it's easy to see this. In the city, it's a little harder maybe, but a lot of light pollution. But you still should be able to see it on a full moon. It'll be bright enough that you can see this. What you will see is, if you look behind a screen, a window screen, what you'll do is see the moon come up, and you see like a cross, a big 4 beams of light coming out, like a cross coming out of the moon. But what you'll do is, if you watch through a screen, over the course of the evening, it'll come up like this, the cross will come like this, and it'll spin across the sky like that. And it's called the Cardinal Cross. But if you watch through, sometimes you don't really, you look at it, but you don't really see that. It actually spins across the sky like that. So if you look through a screen at different times, you can, you'll see that what I'm explaining. So when you say that, when you watch that, you think, oh, wow, that's different. And well, why is that? Well, maybe there's a lot more to the moon and creation and everything than you could ever imagine. So I'd just like you to watch that. I have many other videos to explain many things. But watch that Cardinal Cross. And right now too, especially on the long weekends, these days, I'm north of Toronto here in Canada, and I'm even at parties, and extraterrestrial ships come out and everyone's watching them, and they're out pretty well. I don't know, most nights you'll see them out. You'll see them in lots of videos all over YouTube. You'll see them, sometimes you'll just see them sometimes they go across kind of like a satellite. Usually they're a little bit brighter. Certain satellites will come across at certain times, all the time, like clockwork, and those are satellites. Well, you'll see them come across the sky like this, and then they'll stop. They'll just stop. Other ones, all of a sudden, they'll stop, and then another one will maybe appear and go the other way. Some may appear, and start flying around and moving apart. Sometimes you look up and it just looks like some stars, and just sitting there, and all of a sudden the stars start moving apart from each other or something, and then they go like this, or go like that, or sometimes you'll see it looks like a star sitting there, and all of a sudden something goes and beams up into one of them. I don't know how many now. I see them all the time. I don't know, maybe it's getting close to 80, 90 ships now, mostly in the last few years. But I've seen a lot when I was younger. I'd get up in the middle of the night, go out, see them for some reason. I've been on ships with them, especially when I was a kid. I was one of the first wave three-wave volunteers. Helped to wake up here and help everyone else wake up, remember who they really are, and ascend out of the density of this Earth game experience. But you'll see them. You'll see the tube-shaped ones and the disc-shaped ones, but what you'll really see, I've seen this about 2 years ago now, but you'll see ones come out, and all of a sudden you see clouds that are funny formations, like disc-shaped or whatever, and there's ships in those clouds, whether you know or not. But sometimes you'll see them, and they'll be. I saw one of those big cluster clouds, and all of a sudden the whole cloud just strobing with rainbow colors, right? And next thing you know, I saw a ship came, I don't know, partially way out, and then it went back in again. So I see just a bit of it out, and then some of it as go back in to the cloud. And I don't know, it was the size of, I don't know, 3 to 5 football fields, I guess. It was huge. Now it was strobing with lots of colors, and there's a movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, or Fourth Kind, or Fifth Kind, whatever that movie was, and it's so extraterrestrial ships are going to say hello to us with these light ships, with strobing rainbow colors. Like I guess there's a good like that Skittles commercial with rainbow, you know. So there's all kinds of multiple colored ships like that they're going to really come to say hello to us. But in the meantime, if you look up, you'll see them flying around everywhere these days. Mostly early, like lots of times it's still light when they're flying around, early, like early evening. When you start seeing them flying around, I see them out on all the long weekends now. And even with groups of people, and I don't say anything until I see everybody else looking at them, and then I explain who they are, because I do hypnosis with people and hypnosis myself, and I remember who they are. But I just like to explain a lot of different things that you'll be seeing as we are shifting to higher conscious levels, and one of them is the Cardinal Cross and extraterrestrial ships flying around. So watch all my other videos. I'll be explaining crazy amounts of stuff over the years.